General Jack Keane joins us this Monday morning. General, is a wider war inevitable, and what is America's military role in it?
Yeah, well, just listening to the secretary there and what he said, he's seeing the prospects of a significant escalation. So what that tells me is that obviously they have some intelligence that indicates there will likely be an expansion. We already have U.S. bases in Iraq and Syria that have been attacked by Iranians' proxies. We have a destroyer that was attacked and defeated, a missile attack, and that same source, the Houthis, were sending rockets and missiles towards Israel, which that same destroyer defeated. So yes, it appears to me, look, the Iranians green-lighted the operation that Hamas conducted, the butchery and slaughter of Israeli citizens that we've all been reporting on for 17 days. And they are also likely, while they may not have made the decision to expand yet, possibly what we're seeing is their preparations to do that. And it'll probably be dependent somewhat on the Gaza operation that the Israelis are conducting. But so our viewers understand, Iran is the strategic enemy in the Middle East. They have stated for 40 years now that their objective is to dominate and control the Middle East and to control the flow of Persian Gulf oil. Stuart, something that you report on regularly. And also to accomplish that, they have two objectives. One, destroy the state of Israel, and they're dead serious about that. And number two is drive the United States military out of the region. So it's all part of the same story here as far as I'm concerned. Deploying assets into the region is the appropriate thing to do to possibly deal with our own military reaction. But we also need additional assets. You saw the air defense systems. We have Army bases, air bases, a major naval base in multiple countries in the Middle East, not just in Iraq and Syria. So we have vulnerabilities there to attack, as well as significant capability to do something about it.
General, we're just receiving this. 2 U.S. defense officials confirmed to Fox that a base housing U.S. troops in Syria was attacked by drones this morning. No injuries have been reported, but this continues what you've been talking about, attacks by Iranian proxies on American forces, essentially. What should our response be to these attacks?
Well, I think our response has not been sufficient. We are defending them, and that's the appropriate thing to do. In other words, a drone is coming in our direction, knock it down, certainly, or knock missiles down. But we haven't been taking aggressive action. Stuart, so our audience understands, for 3 years that the Biden administration has been in power, the Iranian proxies have been attacking our bases in Iraq and Syria close to 90 times. And we have only responded a handful of times, counting the responses that we've had just recently. So we need to step up our game here. I think one of the reasons why Iran is being so aggressive, Stuart, is because we haven't deterred them, obviously. Hamas is unimpeded in terms of the damage they're trying to do to the Israelis. And the Iranians are backing that and likely going to expand the war because they see opportunity here. And the United States is not deterring them. These proxies that are attacking us right now, we should be hammering them and make certain that, one, let's take the capability away from them to attack us, and two, let's break their will in terms of doing any further attacks.
It all sounds ominous, but there you are. General Jack Keane, thank you very much for being here, General. I know we'll see you again soon. Thank you.